Guys, we did it! 100 subscribers, and yeah, that is not bad. Thank you very much. But before we go ahead and start the video, still 75% of you are still not subscribed. So please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like these videos, and of course, like and subscribe as always. And let's go ahead and start the video. What's up going guys, my name is Nico and I welcome you yet to another video. Today guys, I'm gonna rank every single commander in the KVK1. First disclaimer, it will be only legendary commanders, so Sun Tzu and Baibars are not included. Second of all, there are several categories, and right now I'm just gonna talk about every single commander. Coming up first, we have Lu Bu. Why is Lu Bu actually so low? Well, Lu Bu has his own category, because this is a commander that you can't obtain and probably never ever will obtain again. He is just unobtainable. Let's face it, he's just unobtainable, and it is what it is. Okay, I'm sorry. Then we have Hannibal Barca, and Hannibal Barca is in my category, in the never invest category. It is basically because he's a very he's just for conquering, and actually the only thing why you actually would play Hannibal Barca is if you are a rally captain and if you're a high spender. So never invest into Hannibal Barca. He falls off in the late game. He's really not good. Then we have YSG, and oh boy, YSG is in KVK1 absolutely top. He is basically top 3, if not even the best commander. What are the pros? What are the cons? Pros: he deals tons of damage. 1400 damage if not expertise, 1700 damage in a circle of AoE to 5 enemy targets if he's expertise. This is absolutely gorgeous. 50% skill damage bonus, 100% attack, archer attack and rage gain. Absolutely great. Those are the pros. So he deals basically the most amount of damage that you actually can deal in the early game. What are the cons? Well, he's super slow. He has no defense and health stats. He's super slow. He's a glass cannon. So if you have a Minamoto, you will basically destroy him all the time. But your YSG will have a lot of damage. And another con for your YSG, if you're playing him, he needs to be expertise. If he's not expertise, you will have some hard time. Coming up next, we have Ragnar. Ragnar is bad, okay? He's not very bad. He's not in the never invest list, but he is bad. Why do I have him above Hannibal Barca? Well, basically because he's a free-to-play free-to-play commander. He has tons of stats, okay? Not only he has does he have tons of stats, but he actually, in the late game, there is a decent role for him as a support commander if you have him expertise, and eventually you will because of the gold keys. It is not super hard to expertise him till Season of Conquest or after Season of Conquest. But he's a bad commander. I wouldn't play him in KVK1. Although the looks he has, he looks absolutely gorgeous. I love this animation of him. He is absolutely amazing, but it looks actually amazing, but he is just a bad commander. Coming up next, Ichida. Ichida is in the Gathering Commander section. He is the worst Gathering Commander. So if you have these boxes, let me show you. If you have these commander sculpture chests where you can actually decide from Sundok, Cleopatra or Ichida, I would always go for Sundok first, Cleopatra second, and then Ichida. Ichida is really just a really bad commander, and I would never ever play Ichida because there is absolutely nothing that he provides that has actually some value. Coming up next, we have Cleopatra. You can have an argument that she's the best Gathering Commander because of her expertise. You will receive additional resource items, which is always really nice. But in my opinion, it's her or Seundok. Seundok has, in my opinion, the edge because she's very good in gathering gold. But Cleopatra is really awesome too because her gathering speed extra bonuses is for stone, and you will see stone is really hard to gather too. So yeah, she's the best, second best gathering commander, if not the best gathering commander. Coming up next, we have Alcide, and I would say Alcide is not as bad as he looks like. He's in my category, in the okay category, because there are better commanders than him, like YSG and Tutmosis, and he's just the worst archer commander from these three. He has some damage, nice damage factor, bonus direct damage factor, some nice stats like March speed for archers, not bad, some defense bonus and some damage bonus, and of course another March speed. So Alcide is not bad, he's okay, but he's like, yeah, he's not bad, but he's not good. That's what I would say about Alcide. Coming up next, we have Freddy, and Freddy is absolutely a never invest. Okay. Not only if you want to have Freddy that has actually the potential to be good, he needs to be expertise, but also on his active skill, there's only a chance that you will deal damage, and that damage factor is not that big. Okay, it's 800 damage factor, and you have only 80% chance to deal it. Okay, although it's basically all the time, it's still, there is a chance that you won't deal damage, so absolutely not. Never invest into Frederick, he's absolutely bad. Coming up next, we have Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar is, he's a bad commander, but falls in the same category as Ragnar. In late game, there is a building called Museum Buff, and Julius Caesar and Ragnar have actually really cool museum buffs. That's why they are actually played even in the late game. I'm not saying he's good, but I'm saying because of these museum buffs, there is a role for them as support commanders. So don't invest into Julius Caesar unless you're an MGE player and you really want to focus on MGE. Then you can actually think about Julius Caesar, but like not in KVK1. You will see in KVK1 he will be just very bad. Coming up next, we have Cao Cao, and Cao Cao is a very good commander. There was a category into good commander or very good commander, he would be just right something in between, because he deals damage, single target damage, and he is super fast. So for for farmers, for killing farmers, he is like the go-to commander. He has the mobility tree, and even in late game you can use him as a peacekeeping commander, means basically for killing barbarians. However, Cao Cao is in my opinion, it's super hard. His damage factor is not that big in order for him to be good, but it is still not that low for him to be bad. He's fast, he has a lot of march speed, which a lot of cavalry players actually want to be fast. So I would say he's good up to very good, at the bottom of the very good list, I would say that. And we have Pyrrhus, and I mean, Pyrrhus it is very hard with him. In my opinion, Pyrrhus is a top 6 commander because he deals decent amount of damage, has normal damage bonus factor, has health bonus, march speed bonus, damage bonus, has shield and infantry attack bonus, skill damage reduction and damage bonus, and he has a pretty normal expertise. So Pyrrhus might just be one of the best commanders, but there is still something missing on him. I don't know what it is, and I would definitely rank him higher if I know what it is, but he's absolutely a top 6 commander, so there is no denying on that. Coming up next, we have Seundok, and we have talked about Seundok. She's the best gathering commander because she will gather you gold, and gold is probably the most important, next to gems. It is probably the most important, or one of the most important things that you have to gather. Coming up next, we have Mulan, and Mulan is a very good commander. But Mulan has a big role in the canyon and of course in the Arc of Cyrus. In the open field, she's not that good, okay? I won't lie to you. In the open field, there are better commanders than her, but she's good, okay? Mulan still has super buffs and reductions, like attack, defense, and health bonus is always nice. March speed bonus always nice. Some nice debuffs, rage reduction, damage reduction. Okay, ignore her third skill. And then you have attack bonus and damage taken increase, and of course her expertise will provide you with even more stat than before. So Mulan is a very good commander, but she's a support commander, and she's absolutely a lot of players actually play her in Season of Conquest in the Sunset Canyon or in the Lost Canyon, and of course in the Arc of Cyrus because she buffs so freaking much. Coming up next, we have Charles Martell, and Charles Martell is, in my opinion, a top 3 commander. Why is that so, and why don't I just invest more into Charles Martell? First of all, if you want to have a top 3 Charles Martell, he needs to be 5-5-1-1. So for free-to-play players, something that is just, if you're not super lucky with his gold keys, I would say it is pretty much impossible to have that in KVK1. For low spenders, you can think about this, because he will be very nice. There is a decision to make whether you want to play Charles Martell or Richard, and I've decided for Richard, and basically if I do have another account, I will probably think about Charles Martell, because his first skill, direct damage factor 1200, damage bonus is okay, but health bonus and defense bonus, that's just really nice. His third skill, ignore his third skill, but counter attack damage bonus. This is really big, because Charles Martell will stay very long in the game while he's fighting. So the more people are actually attacking him, the more counter attack damage he will do. So Charles Martell is, in my opinion, a top 3 commander if he is 5-5-1-1. And I don't know where else I should rank him, so I will put him in the top 3 commanders, because he is just a top 3 commander if he is 5-5-1-1. So for low spenders that actually unlock his dailies, and if they are actually buying dailies, I would recommend you to go for Charles Martell in the dailies. Coming up next, we have Mehmed, and Mehmed is the best secondary commander. I would say the best secondary commander in the game. Right now, in KVK1, a 5-5-1-1 Mehmed is what you want. In the later, you really want to have him at 5-5-1-5. And in KVK3, you will unlock the museum buff. And if you have him at 5-5-1-5 with the double relic on his museum buffs, you will see Mehmed will be probably your absolutely strongest support commander that you got very early on. I know there is Joan of Arc Prime, there is Scipio Prime if you pair him with Liuche, there is Herman Prime. So there are better commanders. Of course, there will always be better commanders. But Mehmed, you will get him from day 1. Then he has the dailies where you can actually buy his dailies, and that's what I did to unlock his 5-5-1-1. And if I go for his dailies, I will probably push him to a 5-5-1-5. Then I will unlock his relic, and I will have an absolutely amazing relic, because he has, I think it's March speed bonus and skill damage bonus. And I mean, that's just in general, that is just great. So Mehmed is a top 6 commander because he's not a primary commander. Never play Mehmed as a primary commander, I dare you. He's a secondary commander, and he works absolutely perfect as a secondary commander. Up next, we have Aethelflaed, and boy oh boy, where do I rank my queen? Aethelflaed is absolutely a top 6 commander. I was really thinking whether it's Charles Martell or Aethelflaed in KVK1. If you are a spender, low spender or mid spender, I would say Charles Martell is top 3, a little bit above the Aethelflaed. because if you are a spender, you want a Charles Martell at 5511, and then he is just better than the Aethelflaed. But if you are not a spender, if you are a free-to-play player or a low spender that just doesn't want to buy dailies, then the Aethelflaed is top 3. So like those two, you can actually exchange them, whether you're a low spender or a spender or a free-to-play player. And it is very difficult for me to put Charles ahead of Aethelflaed or the Aethelflaed ahead of Charles. I think these two are just great because Aethelflaed is for free. She has very nice AoE and some nice reductions. She has another reductions, counter-attack damage reduction, march speed reduction. So she is so good. That's why I think I might just move Aethelflaed above Charles Martell, because Aethelflaed, as you know, she is for free, and her expertise, I mean, you will deal even more damage because of your second skill, because you deal 20 more damage to people or to all the enemies that are slowed. Like, hello, that's even better. So Aethelflaed is just absolutely amazing. Coming up next, we have Thutmose, and Thutmose is a very good commander. I'm not saying he's top 6, although I really was thinking about putting him into the top 6, and this is very difficult for me to actually put Thutmose. I was thinking whether it's Mehmed or Thutmose, because Thutmose is the second best archer in the game after YSG, in KVK1, of course, I'm sorry. In KVK1, Thutmose has some decent amount of damage, but he has healing reduction, archer attack bonus, archer march speed bonus, damage bonus. Then he has archer defense bonus, skill damage taken increase, means he will your skill damage, which is absolutely super high on your YSG, is now even increased. And then the counter-attack damage reduction against a Richard and a Charles Martell, absolutely great. And of course some bonus direct damage, which is never ever a bad thing to have. Then his expertise is pretty decent, but I would say Thutmose is a very good commander. He's just right outside of the top 6. Coming up next, we have Minamoto, and I know, you know it, and I know it. In my opinion, Minamoto is the best commander in KVK1. Wait a second, why do I say that, and why do I think that? I know there are a lot of players that will think that YSG is better than Minamoto, and I understand that, but my problem with YSG is he's so slow, and he's an absolute glass cannon. Minamoto deals only single target damage, but there is almost a 75% chance that he will deal 2000 damage. If he doesn't, he still deals 1400 damage, but like there's a very big chance that he will just do 2000 damage. He has march speed bonus and attack, which is always nice. Okay, ignore this skill, but what I think is very underrated is the damage taken increase, which just means that if we have a Minamoto, there is a 10% chance every time he does a basic attack that your YSG that already has or is a glass cannon will take even more damage. So like Minamoto will he will delete it from the map. And the worst thing about YSG is he's so slow, Minamoto will always catch up and always kill him. Also, Minamoto has the skill tree, and I don't know, I mean, he's so fast. Cavalries are overall way faster than archers and infantries, and I think it's safe to say the strongest commander in KVK1 is Minamoto or YSG, and then there is the rest, and you can think about Charles or Richard or Aethelflaed or Minamoto or Pyrrhus or anybody else. But like the top 2 is just Minamoto and YSG, and it's whether you want more damage to all of the players, but like be deleted immediately, or you want to be fast as fuck boy and destroy everybody, but like when there is a Charles Martell or a Richard, then you will be destroyed. So you really have to decide. Coming up next and to our last commander is Richard I. Why do I have Richard I at level 60 at a 5511 when I'm not completely happy about it? Richard I, in my opinion, I've always had a Richard I in my playthroughs, and I've played through I think 7 accounts till season 4 of them in Season of Conquest. The rest I just stopped playing because there was better stuff to do. But why do I think Richard I is amazing? Well, he has tons of healing, he has march speed reduction, which is always nice, he has some damage reduction and counterattack damage bonus, he has some decent stats. I wouldn't recommend those stats, but it's not bad. And he's just overall super tanky. I've always played Richard I, and you will see he will last on that field so long. And of course, I was lucky to have a Hope Cloak. Yes, I have it with Iconics, so that's why I wanted at least one strong infantry march, and I did not want to go for Pyrrhus or Charles Martell. I really wanted to play Richard I because I'm also barb chaining a lot. So for me, Richard I was a very important choice to make because I'm playing him. I know there are players and people that will tell you that you shouldn't go into Richard I, and I stopped at 5511 and I wouldn't go past that. But he's still, in my opinion, a very good commander. He's outside of the top 6, definitely not a top 3 commander, but he is a very good commander. And there you have it. So yeah, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to always play Rise of Kingdoms, and I see you in the next video. Goodbye.